Okay. Hi, my name's Kate Kravis. I'm a councillor at West Somerset. I own 2 businesses in Minehead, and I'm also on the council. I'm a portfolio holder. I'm on the cabinet, and my responsibility is finance and resources. I think there should be more young councillors because you want to make sure that the council represents the people of West Somerset, and if you don't have enough young people, enough women, enough married people, enough single people, enough people you need a representation of people from every walk of life, and in that way you get a true representation of the interests of the people in West Somerset. Well, as I said, what you want, if you are discussing how council taxpayers' money is going to be spent in the budget, if you're discussing what priorities the council want to focus on, young people may have a different perspective of what they want from their council than older people, obviously. So you know, they're going to bring a perspective that wouldn't be there. Maybe a perspective of people who work. A lot of councillors at the moment are retired. There'll be a perspective of people with children, young families. So you need that. You just need that across the board representation. It would be wrong to have all young councillors, and it's wrong to have all older councillors. I would hope they would listen to what everybody had to say in all walks of life and try and reflect that in the decisions that they make. Obviously, you are predispositioned to, you have more of a focus on the position that you're in. You're in it. It's your life. So you are going to come at it from one direction. But I'd like to think that councillors do spend time to reflect and try and base their decisions fairly. I've always been interested in what was going on. I'm not the sort of person to sit back, moan and not stand up to be counted and do something about it. So I was motivated. I felt that some changes were needed at West Somerset Council at the time I first stood for election, and just reading in the newspapers, talking to people, and I felt that I couldn't sit back and criticise and moan and not put myself forward to do something about it. That's what I believe you should do. However, I must say, I didn't think or research too deeply into it. I didn't really realise what it involved, and when I was elected, I was absolutely horrified. The day after, I was just in shock. I was horrified because suddenly you find that all those people have gone out and bothered to go to a polling station and bothered to vote for you, and you're there, and I really felt that pressure that they took the time to vote for you, and you really had to take it seriously. You owed it to them to do the best job you could, and I was quite overwhelmed with that at first, but despite not looking into it too deeply, I absolutely love doing what I do, and it's been a privilege to be able to do it for 4 years. Well, after the first challenge of the shock of getting elected, one of the worst, the biggest challenge initially was that we were over half of us were new councillors, so we very much had to find our own way and find out. There was nobody really there to tell us what our role was, what we should be doing, and I very quickly went on to the cabinet. And that was a big challenge, just learning. I've never had to learn so quickly in my life about what was expected of me, what I should be doing. That was a huge challenge. One of the most difficult challenges we faced was having to close the local swimming pool, and it was obvious when I started looking. We all knew that our council couldn't afford to keep that swimming pool going. So you have no choice but to vote to close it and demolish it. But then, we had a meeting in a church hall in Minehead, and there was hundreds of people there, and that's hundreds of people who do not want that pool closed, and they're standing there with placards and they're getting very emotional when they're talking, but there was no choice. You know, your hand has to go up to close it, and that was incredibly difficult, very difficult. Yep. Slightly better, with less mistakes. Definitely, I'd love to do it again.